FII 7. If you're tuning in or catching up, welcome. And if you're joining us here live in Riyadh, then a very warm welcome to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I'm Ollie Barrett, and it's an honor to host this session. It's not at every event that I get to say that I've just come to this stage having interviewed a humanoid robot, but that is the joy of FII. So I'm very grateful to you for being here, but also to our very special guest who's helping us to imagine finance with and beyond artificial intelligence. Our honored guest here today is from a fascinating organization, Wind Information. We'll hear lots more about it, but please welcome to our FII stage, Casey G. Casey.
Thank you very much, Ollie, for pleasure to be with you here. And I think you're going to be chatting with another robot, Alice from Wind.
That's right, and it is a joy to be with a full human for this next 15 minutes or so, Casey. Now, Wind is an information company. I'm imagining something that gives companies access to information about not just financial, but also business information around the world. And in my mind, I'm picturing terminals. Have I painted the right kind of picture?
Yeah, so to give you some color about Wind, Wind is a leading financial information and technology solution provider in Asia. So with over 25 years of operations, the company really built the first class of the SaaS platform that consolidates all of kind of information, including global financial information, commercial, corporate information of over 10 million macroeconomic indicators covering over 200 countries and regions, as well as the sense of over 5,000 industry information, over 200 million public and private company information. So we try to consolidate these together and empower with technologies to empower our financial professionals globally.
Okay. And you're looking over the development of the business, but just remind us in terms of global footprint, headquartered out of Asia, but with a global footprint.
So we're headquartered in Shanghai, but today we operate in 44 different global offices, and our customers span around 35 different countries and regions. So as we continue to expand our global operations, of course, the Gulf area is a very important market for us.
So as we begin our conversation, I just want to picture your business user. They're sat at their terminal. They're interrogating the system about companies large and small. What sort of questions do they need at their fingertips today?
So it is typically the pressing questions related to financials, to the global economies, to the business and investment type of questions. So people pull the information from everywhere, and we consolidate information from all the possible global sources, leveraging technologies to get it to our users within a few minutes of publication.
Right, so I suppose the backdrop to this is that we're now very used to asking large language models for information, except we need it, especially in your case, to be up to date, to be accurate, to be without a doubt. So how have you managed to close that gap to make sure that you deliver?
So when talking about, so I think generative AI has been a huge topic. And historically, Wind, as one of the largest database and information provider, we have spent over 15 years of resource and capital and talents in AI and NLP kind of world. So of all the new world of generative AI, we are able to have the ability to deliver and train a financial large language model. So traditionally, we have developed 30 different use cases. That is a traditional world. But today, when we are talking about applications of the generative AI, there are a lot of considerations such as the accuracy, no hallucination for financial professionals, the access to real-time information, as well as the other considerations like compliance issues, the ability to reason and being transparent of what we show.
And it's that interaction that I want to delve into. But they say, you know, a picture paints 1,000 words. So I think if we've got maybe just a minute or two, just a short film to help bring Wind's work and product to life, and just allow our guests here at FII to have a quick look now to see it in action.
So meet Wind Alice.
in seconds. It just takes seconds to deliver those.
Completely changed the old way of getting information from the terminal.
Fantastic. Well, thank you to Alice for that demonstration. But Casey, this is a live product. This isn't what could be. This is today.
Yes, this is today, and we are continue to disrupt our products, disrupt ourselves in order not to be disrupted tomorrow. So there are millions of functions in the Wind Terminal, and we are gradually adding more powered by AI and to address your questions in seconds.
Right. So I want to understand about some of the challenges along the way, but why don't we think more broadly? Where do you think the most interesting areas for AI are across financial services? Where do you see? Because you're several years at Goldman Sachs, now at Wind. What have you seen in practice?
Yeah, I think I'm personally very passionate about this topic because coming from the traditional banking ground, I do see that the broader AI can be widely applied in a number of aspects. For example, lead generation, helping you to generate more revenues. So today, with the deep learning as well as the knowledge graph, can help the corporate banks, for example, to identify the quality small medium companies for financing without exposing to too much risk. And it can also help the financial advisor to identify the fast-growing startup companies before they become a unicorn. So that is not just giving you the name, but also pinpoint you to the shortest cut to reach those people. And there are other examples like in customer engagement, for example, widely used for using robots to serve these customers. But for our services, we took a further step beyond this to provide wealth managers the ability to use AI to rebalance their customer portfolio, to do automatically portfolio assessment based on their goals, personalized objectives, for example.
So on that, two very quick questions. Presumably in some regions of the world, it is hard to get this information. It might not be digitized. How do you solve that conundrum? Because otherwise it leaves an awful lot in the dark.
Yeah, so we operate in different jurisdictions. Of course, compliance is the most important thing for us. We have different flexible solutions for that. There is a large language model foundational base that is powering our terminal today that you can see. But for financial institutions who demands actual compliance, privacy on sensitive information, the language model could be deployed on Prime to your own server. It can train with your own data, hosted on your own server, and it will know how to connect with internal database as well as external database.
And what do you see geographically? I mean, we've got, nations from around the world here. Different countries, big players' attitude to having things, in the cloud. That must differ between geographies.
Yes, of course. There are certain areas that are very open to cloud adoption. There are other areas like China and Middle East and other parts of Southeast Asia which would require on-prem delivery. So we have all these flexibilities for that.
What about the ethical considerations that you have to make in your work? What is an example of one of them that you've had to face over the last year or two?
I'll tell you a very interesting story. When I showcased the examples in one of the other forums, the audience were the bankers, people who are the financial practitioners. So the first question they raised is, oh my God, with this, we're all going to lose our jobs. And I was like, that is certainly not our intention. Our intention is to be able to provide the latest technology to help you improve productivity, balance life better so that you can focus your energy, resource on other more thought-provocative work.
Because what you're promising, and organizations like yours are promising, is that information at your fingertips. But if it isn't accurate, that has serious potential repercussions. So how do you work to ensure that accuracy, and where are the biggest challenges?
That is a very great question. So, and that is also how our solution is differentiated from the general AI model, because our solution consolidates and connects with our database, real-time database. So if you look at data analytics, the leverage of generative AI definitely is going to unlock the whole box of its value. Traditional data analytics world, we use database, which are the raw ingredients. Yeah. We also have function calls, tens of thousands of different functions, analysis, APIs, but that is the old world. With the new power of AI, it can act like a human being. It knows how to decompose tasks by different steps. It knows when to draw the raw material data from the database. It also knows how to call the functions to calculate derivatives, and also to graphics, composition, and then the right reports, for example.
So for our concerned guests, do your customers want to deal with humans anymore? We could be worried about this.
Of course, I think AI can help a lot of stuff, but today, a lot of the judgments still rely on people, on human expertise. So our vision for the future is for Alice to be your personal AI assistant, help you with a lot of the redundant, repetitive, time-consuming work while you can freeze resource on other work, but also empower you to deliver better results, of course.
So I suppose our FII guests will say, well, of course, we know about AI, we are exploring it today. What's beyond AI? What do you see in the future, the technology to watch that will have the next wave of disruption, if you like?
I think today a lot of people are also talking about Web3, blockchain. There we see definitely the replication of the traditional world in the financial ecosystem. We see that replication in Web3 world.
Can I ask you for a use case on blockchain that has convinced you that it is worth looking more deeply at?
There are actually a lot. So, and the simple examples are using blockchain for payment, cross-border payment, to reduce the transaction speed. But other usage, adopting increasingly more and more by professional financial institutions are in trading. For example, Goldman Sachs a couple of years ago did repo trading using blockchain with JP Morgan. And there are also security token offering that completely changed the traditional way of offering debt and equity securities, but reducing the need for intermediaries to engage. So that is also more secure and more mobility. And there's also tokenization of real-world assets to increase the utilization and mobility of such investments.
Yeah, so you at the moment, a B2B business, a SaaS platform, presumably significant B2C potential for Alice and her AI colleagues.
Yes, I can't wait to introduce Alice to the kingdom and to the broader audience here. So traditionally we serve broader financial institutions, but I think retail demands the same service, the same intelligent service powered by Alice, and that is a huge population here in the kingdom. So we can't wait to discuss more.
Well, you are changing the way that we think about these things, and we're very grateful to you and your colleagues at Wind Information. Thank you to our very special guest, KCG. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Olive. Thank you for moderating this.